48% of attendees have said that webinars were least enjoyable when there was a poor presenter, followed by a survey by WorkCast. But hey, you won't be that presenter after watching this video. Hi, it's Cayman from AhaSlides, helping you win over crowds easier. And here are the top 5 tips on how to make a webinar like a pro, with the know-how to deliver an engaging, memorable presentation every time. Now, if you're about to run your first webinar, let me tell you, presenting online is awkward. You probably won't see your audience. You won't see their faces or hear their voices. And you can't tell their reactions after something you've just said. You couldn't even tell if they're listening to you. It's just you talking with your laptop. So, with no further ado, let's jump in. Tip number 1, do a practice run through and tech check. Well, this is obvious, but important. Unless you've been doing webinars for years, then this is also crucial. Also, it's a big plus if you can get someone to listen as you go through it. Here are a few questions you might want to keep in your mind while you run through your content. Can this be tweaked for a better explanation? Is it too slow or too fast? Are you talking about this topic enough, or are you being repetitive? So, you'll become more familiar with your materials, and you don't have to lean on it as much during your presentation. And you can be more engaged with your audience. Now, for the technical side, be sure to test your equipment. Think, is this the best camera angle for you? Are your slides being displayed the way you intended? Is the video stream stable? And how does your audio sound? Make sure you have good audio quality. The quality of your audio can actually make a huge difference when it comes to people being engaged. People can tolerate bad video quality, but if the audio is bad, it becomes really difficult for people to pay attention. Try using a USB microphone if you can. Check the environment you're recording in. If that place has an outside noise or if the room is echoey, you can reduce the echo by bringing in extra pillows, putting down rugs, and putting blankets on your walls. And remember to log in early, at least 20 to 25 minutes before the start of your webinar, and run one final tech check before it's go time. Tip number 2. Define the journey and lead them to your promising destination. People are more likely to watch a webinar when the outcome you're trying to provide is clear. Draw a map from point A to point B. When people know what the end goal is, they have a much easier time staying engaged and attentive in the journey. Ask these questions when you plan your webinar. Who are your audience? Who is this webinar for? Where does their journey begin? What do they already know? What are their challenges? What are they trying to learn? What is driving them to learn? What is the destination? And finally, what is the final outcome or result of your webinar? It's important to communicate this in every aspect of your marketing, but it's also important to reiterate this during your actual webinar. You make it easier for your attendees to follow you as you lead them to their destination. Tip 3, renew attention regularly. Even if people are really interested in what you're saying, people tend to feel tired when they have to absorb so much information in a short amount of time, especially if you don't offer enough variety in the way you present the information. So, by changing the dynamic every 5 to 7 minutes, you can really help your audience to digest the content that you are delivering for them. Use engagement tools such as AhaSlides. Insert a live poll and ask your audience a question, a short Q&A session after each topic. Take it offline to re-engage with them. Do a physical stretch, a jump, or anything to break the mold. Tell a personal story related to the topic. Make jokes. Utilize other types of media like videos, animation, pictures, or infographics. Create a fill-in-the-blank worksheet. In my experience, when using AhaSlides, every 5 or 10 minutes, I'll suddenly ask my audience to smash the reaction buttons so I'll know that they are still listening, to keep them interacting, literally. Also, seeing hearts fly out at me on my laptop knows I'm not just talking to my laptop. Tip number 4, manage questions strategically. In a typical webinar, your audience or your participants will not have their cameras on and they won't be able to speak, but you do want to hear from them. Saving questions for the end of the webinar might not be great advice if you're trying to keep people engaged. Allowing and answering questions throughout your webinar can be challenging, but if you approach it the right way, it can be much more effective at keeping people's attention. That's why, inside AhaSlides, we offer a live Q&A slide type that allows your attendees to engage and ask questions on all slides, which means whenever they have a question pop into their head, they can submit it right away and you, the presenter, can see it. Bring a moderator. A moderator is someone who can interact with attendees in the chat room on your behalf. A moderator is great for sharing links, providing clarification, providing instructions, and curating questions. If you have a lot of attendees, I highly recommend finding a moderator to manage the chat so you can stay focused on your presentation. Tip number 5, have a clear call to action. It's important to communicate clearly what you want people to do at the end of your webinar. Whether you're planning to sell something, asking for people to sign up to a newsletter, or even just encouraging people to take some kind of next step for themselves. You want your attendees to get to the end of your webinar already having clarity and direction for the next steps. To accomplish this, we recommend including your call to action strategically throughout your presentation. Once at the beginning, a couple of times during, and once at the end. Find opportunities to mention your call to action as it relates to the problem they came to you to solve. In the end, it's time to invite them to take those next steps, whether that's buying or signing up or some other kind of action, and make it clear how they can do that. Using your call to action this way will help your attendees stay mentally prepared for whatever next steps you encourage them to take. Bonus tip: collect feedback at the end. Never leave a webinar without asking for feedback. This is crucial. It shows that you care about your webinar and it'll help you to improve for next time. The most efficient way to get your feedback is actually to ask it right in your webinar. But don't worry, it's easy to do with AhaSlides. Simply run a scale slide time with a few questions at the end of your webinar, and that's it. You can see the ratio of your audience's comprehension right away and download the results in different options like PDF, Excel, or even JPEG. Scale slides are great for asking your audiences to rate their responses on a numbered scale. So, that's it for me today. Let's just do a quick recap. Do a practice run through and tech check. Log in early and run another tech check. Define the journey and lead them to your promised destination. Refresh your viewers' attention regularly. Manage questions strategically. Have a clear call to action. And finally, our sweet bonus tip, ask for feedback and don't forget to implement it. I really hope that these 5 tips will help you run a webinar like a pro. Don't forget to subscribe and leave comments if you have any questions. But that's all for me. I've been Cayman with AhaSlides, helping you win over crowds easier.